Welcome to the Sling podcast. We hope today's episode will equip you and inspire you to take on the giants of this world. So let's jump right in and grow together.
You don't even remember what your tops were.
We're on.
Welcome.
Hope everybody's having a great day today.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Just slinging and stoning.
What's going on?
Let me ask, why is it so hard for us to meet up?
You.
I'm gonna jump on it.
Literally, just you.
Might as well, right?
Yeah, you.
Might as well. You.
It seemed so easy before, and now it's like a mission.
No, because when we started to meet up in January, we planned this all out, and then when it's time to meet up, you switch up the whole thing.
Wait, so you serious? Me?
Yeah, it's totally you.
Majority rules.
Majority rules.
You got Christian on it, so.
No, I'm not on it. Like, that's actually what's happening.
Those
No.
are facts.
How was me?
What do you mean how it's you?
Name one incident that we didn't meet because of me. One.
You have
all
the
of them.
most
All of them.
complex.
Just name one.
Your schedule.
Last week. Or the week before that.
Why didn't we meet? That was because of me?
Yes,
How was it because of me?
your schedule.
No, I was always been Thursdays. You couldn't.
It's always been Thursday.
It hasn't been Thursday.
Yes, we've been meeting on Thursdays.
This is the first time meeting Thursday.
Yeah, this is
Exactly. But we talked about Thursdays.
No, we didn't. We said Wednesday.
No, it's been Tuesdays.
We said Wednesday.
It was Tuesdays before, but we did talk about.
What's Wednesdays?
We did talk about the Thursdays, and I don't remember anyone rejecting that till now. Till you.
This can't be real. Like I'm thinking Ashton Kutcher gonna jump out, and we being punked right
You've
now.
been punked.
This is he is really on one.
No, but listen, for real. Even with that, you've had a busy schedule. You've had a busy schedule.
Yeah, but so let's be real. You got to remember that all of us, for the most part, have a pretty open schedule. You have 2 days to work with.
Yeah.
and they're both Thursday.
Apparently.
Next Thursday.
So,
No, it was Saturday, but Mario said he can't really do Saturdays. He prefers not. I got that on writing, by the way.
you do.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
You gonna deny that? You gonna deny that?
No, I said there's a preference.
Preference there, yeah.
I can make it happen, but I prefer not to.
Right, correct.
Who wants to do it on a Saturday?
No.
See? Ron can't do Saturdays. He's
I referee.
You referee?
He referees all day Saturday.
Yeah.
He tried to get me out there last Saturday, but couldn't make it, man.
What in
Too much running around.
Yeah, but you ref like all the way out there, right?
No, he's in Oviedo.
I'm in Oviedo. It was
Oh, is it all Orange County, Seminole County?
yeah.
I don't know what he does,
I
man.
was there from 12 to like 9. Yeah.
That's a long day.
That's about, what, 8 games?
Yeah, 8-9 games, and I'll be done, man.
What are the ages?
Kindergarten to 8th grade.
I could do kindergarten.
So
I don't know
professional, so
No,
semi-pro.
I would hate doing kindergarten.
As the night goes on and gets the older kids.
I would hate to do all of it. What do you prefer? The older ones?
I hate
or-
to do all of it.
I would hate to do any of it, but I'm saying I would think kindergarten for me would.
Nah, that's a mess.
It's just hurting cats, bro.
Yeah, you're not even,
you just
just wasting
You're not
time.
even a referee at that point.
Nah, you're just wasting time.
I don't
Get up, Jimmy. Get off of him.
get off.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Come on, Clayton.
Don't touch him there.
Have you ever seen that movie, Ladybugs?
No.
With Will Ferrell or whatever his name is? No. That's what I pictured. Look that up. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Was it Will Ferrell?
It was Will Ferrell.
I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but I know what you're talking about. Was it a soccer
He's
movie?
like a soccer coach, yeah.
I didn't see the movie, though.
That's what I picture Ron,
That's-
like getting all strict with these little kindergartners.
You kids make me mad, bro.
No, and what sucks about those long days, at the end of the day, is the older kids. Now they want to run.
Now they wanna
When you're
be-
tired, then you got to run.
Now you gotta run with them. You done been out there all day in the sun, and now it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and now it's want to be a good game. So
I tell you what you need when you're out there, man.
what?
You got to get on some shrooms.
Here we go.
Wait, what's happening?
I don't know.
You got to get on some shrooms,
All right,
man.
this is either going to go really funny or really bad fast. Talk to us about
right.
mushrooms.
For this segment of the show, we're going to call this Going
Is this
Left.
that like? Is this that like
Very
coffee mushroom?
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Okay, I've been taking that.
I've been on shrooms for 2 days.
Every morning.
Come on,
Yes.
man. I've been on shrooms for 2 days.
Yes.
So we're back on straight.
Oh, dude, it was good. It's
Bro,
working.
It's clean energy, too.
The
like,
energy.
Ron,
Yep.
The focus.
Ron, what are they talking about?
Mushroom tea. I mean coffee, bro.
You take
Mushroom
it?
coffee.
No,
Yeah.
I ain't taking
I try to offer him. I got some in here right now. I tried to offer him earlier. He's like, nah, man.
I'm not doing that.
You don't like mushrooms?
I've been on shrooms. I don't like mushrooms.
You don't, and you're
Like,
still taking
like
it.
eating mushrooms, I don't taste The mushroom.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that neither.
Bro, it is so much better than coffee.
Listen, my wife was like, "Hey, try this," and I'm like, "Okay, I don't know about that." And she's like, "No, seriously, try it." So I tried it, and
It's
worked.
like for me, it lasted. I took it yesterday for the first time, like around 1,
like 4 or 5 hours
and
straight.
it pushed me through.
Yeah.
And then you don't have like those.
That's a mental thing.
Nah, man.
No, it's not.
It's all mental.
And it's not that dirty energy, you know.
Yeah,
So what's
like that.
Mario he wants to bait somebody into a conversation.
That's why I got my shades on, man. I'm on shrooms right now.
This is what happens when you give people mushrooms.
No, I'm telling you,
Shrooms.
Yeah, my wife even went out and got the mushroom pills or whatever.
You going?
I expect that from him.
Yeah.
Why?
I just when I'm just expecting.
Tell me why.
Why
See, he's going different because you know what happens when from the pills, then he's gonna start crushing them up.
Yeah.
mushroom?
yeah.
Gonna have a line of mushrooms.
This is lion's mane. This is
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly it.
Lion's
Yeah.
mane. Yeah.
Some shiitake in there.
Yeah.
Tuki. Who's that?
You know about it. You
I don't know exactly about it because I got some at my desk at work.
That's why you're getting in trouble at work.
Yo.
I be on shroom. Yeah.
Your boss cursing you out, and you like,
Care.
La 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 la.
"Room."
As a matter of fact, you're like, yeah, you might want to try some of this.
That might have been the
me mix it
problem.
in
Remember
your
that lady was on shrooms when I.
She's just looking at you like,
Yeah.
So I don't know, Jimmy. I don't think you've shared that on the podcast, right?
What happened?
You never shared that on the podcast.
You should.
No, you.
What happened?
I was at work, and me and another supervisor were clashing. I guess you can say, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to have a conversation with her, and she just starts going, la 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 la. And it was at that moment I'm like, I need another career.
And this is a grown woman
Grown woman doing
Wow.
it. Yeah.
sticking her fingers in her ears
La 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 la.
mid sentence of
And
another
so now
adult
it hit
talking
me.
to them.
Now it hit me. It's got to be the shrooms, bro.
Gotta be the shroom.
I would do that to you too. You
Bro,
The
deserve that.
shrooms. Yeah.
Bro, somebody did. You'd have been so mad.
I've been mad. I've been mad, but what can you do at that point?
I wasn't mad. I was shocked. I've never had a grown person do that.
Now we're talking grown.
Not serious, joking maybe, but
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
like.
We're
really-
talking grown like 30s, 40s?
Yeah.
Wow.
Having a serious conversation. She just
Serious.
bust out with the la 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 la.
Not even a conversation. We were like back and forth, not arguing, but disagreeing.
Oh, okay.
And out of nowhere, la la la, ears, fingers in the ears, and I'm like, what's
That's-
going on right now, bro?
And that's awesome. The fact that she would be like, I'm done with you. That's so
Man.
That's
Yeah,
good
that
stuff, man.
threw me off. Threw me left.
You guys done going left? Ron, why is your microphone pointing at the ceiling?
For real.
I need the heavens to hear me today.
cool. Oh, shut up.
Why is it like this anyway, dude? Who set me up, man?
You feel like you're far from the table.
Man, I'm trying to sit up straight because the chair is just pulling my pants down, man. Feel like a trucker over here. Or a plumber.
It's a plumber, maybe.
Oh man, you crack me up.
Christian, what's up, my brother?
Nothing.
It's not me today. Y'all know it's this guy over here.
shroom.
This shroom's got him tripping.
Yeah, sure.
He's hallucinating.
Let's go with that. Yeah.
Man, what we talking about today, man?
Oh, you're the pilot.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
I'm
Take this
confused.
plane off, man.
What do you mean?
Wherever you want to take it.
What we talking about today?
Shrooms.
It's your subject, man.
I really don't know what the subject is.
We talked about it earlier today.
What is it?
No, we're not doing this.
I gotta pull it up because
Yeah, pull it up.
okay. So preference over purpose.
Preference over purpose.
Or
Or
no? Okay.
preference or purpose?
No.
What you said or for?
I don't know if there was another topic. That was it. Let's do that one.
Or how you see yourself.
Or how you see yourself.
Those are both yours, by the way, bro.
I see myself at. You don't want me to start that.
All right, let's start.
Okay,
Go.
I see myself as baby LeBron James Jr.
So the other subject sounds good.
That one went left really fast.
We're done going left, man. That segment's over.
Okay, so tell me what you were thinking when you said how you see yourself.
When I was thinking, I was like, man, see, I'm not my tail wagging. I want to play. I'm not going to do that. No, when I see myself, sometimes it's hard to take a step out of the picture and really look at yourself, because it's like you see yourself one way, but you end up looking another way. So what I mean by that is I would like to think of myself as how I see myself as I'm a very chill, funny, outgoing guy, but some people may think I'm too hyper, right? I'm asking a question now. I'm asking you a question.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, you're interviewing us.
No, I think like when I think of you, I don't think hyper.
I've been told that.
I think you have your moments, but I don't think you're hyper.
Yeah.
But I was thinking more like when you're talking about like what you think of yourself as, like maybe like your identity, and who it is that you truly see yourself as opposed to just kind of like your little personality quirks or whatever the case is.
Yeah, but I get it. No, because sometimes we perceive ourselves to be one way, and that's not how we're received.
Yeah.
So I get it too. So that's I guess it is important to have people around you that are gonna be straight shooters with you.
Yeah.
Because we might be giving off something that we don't even realize ourselves.
True.
You might think you're one way, but you're actually everybody else saying, no, you're not that. So, but you can't go off of what people all say, depending. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be trusted people that are close to you. Like, I wouldn't, yes, you have energy. You're a high energy person. But I don't think it's hyper. I guess you can be hyper. Yeah, you can be. So if a person just knows you for little moments, they probably can classify you as he's hyper.
Yeah, he won't stop. He
Yeah.
keep going.
But if a person knows you for over a period of time and with you over a period of time, they're like, all right, Ron picks and chooses his moments to when to crank it up and when to dial it back.
No, definitely. But you said something that was good too, like having the people around you that can identify certain things within you. Because Christian, man, I know me and Christian go back and forth, and I love him. But Christian is one person in my life that would tell you how it is straight. Like, bro, I see this in you. That's what it is. That's who you are. And I always respect him for that, because you don't get most people in your circle that's gonna call you out like that, because it's most of the time the people that you're around, they're comfortable with who you are. They're not looking to progress you as a person. But when you get people like Christian and you guys around, you guys push me out of that. Like, okay, don't put yourself in this little circle when you have all this over here to be a part of. So it's good to have like real people in your life that's gonna pull out not only what you see in yourself, but what they see in you as well too. So you gotta have a community. I think I'm coming into a season where I understand like why Jesus went and when it snatched up his disciples. Like he had to have the right people around him in order for the word to really hit different. Like he had to go out, and then he hand selected people that had different talents, right? They had different things going on. Yeah. So it's just like, if we talk about the Bible, why don't we model that example that he set with putting people around you that's going to elevate you in that way.
Yeah, that's good. So, I like that. I like that because of the fact that, and this is just me thinking about you too. I know that you're the jokester and like you get loud and all that, especially when it has to do with spades. Like this guy is like deafening. Okay, but at the same time, I also know the serious side of Ron, to where I can walk up to Ryan and be like, and I don't even need to give him a reason. I could just be like, hey, that dude over there needs prayer right now, and he's like, I'm on it. Or Ron, I need prayer. I need somebody to talk to serious, or hey, I need to go get that crowd hyped up. Like that's something that you're really good at. So knowing what your strengths are, and knowing what your personality is, and knowing what it is that you're good at, and kind of using that and saying, okay, Like, I know that Ron's good at this. I know his personality with this. I know that he's trusting in this. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and use him there in that. So
that's real good. And it's crazy because if you think about it, there's some people that's walking around on earth that don't know who they are.
yeah.
I think majority. And
Especially nowadays.
yeah, and the reality of it is this: if you don't know Jesus, you don't know yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Beloved identity is so key.
Identity only comes from God.
Yeah.
You know, and we can adapt and think we're this and that, but if you don't know God, you still don't know yourself. There's still so much more, and then there's some things that we already have naturally inside of us that are part of our identity. But if you're not using that identity the way God wants you to use it, then you just pretty much live in a lie.
It's perverted.
It's perverted.
Yeah.
And I was actually teaching a class this past Friday on identity. And Corey was out there too with us. Shout out to Corey behind the camera.
Hey, Corey.
And we were talking about identity and all these things with a young group of teens. And it is so tough now, like you were saying, Jimmy, like nowadays, you know, it's the world's just throwing you, you can create your own identity. You can do whatever you feel like. When you wake up today, you want to be a cat, you can be a cat. And there's people out there that believe they're cats. Anything. You can be anything you want right now. And real quick, there was a prophetess when I first got ordained. Always remember her, man. Prophetess Rambo. Her last name was Rambo.
Rambo.
Yeah, and this lady was like a true, like old school prophet. Like, like she was with Moses back in. Like, like she lived with Moses. she was there when he split the sea.
Was this a black lady?
No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
She was old school.
She's walking around with tablets.
Yeah. And she was one that's like, she'll look in your eyes and I feel like she's looking through you.
Yeah, through you. Yeah.
And as she's prophesying, she like shaking and everything. Like, I'm like, oh. And she gave me a word. She said, she a bunch of things she told me. But the one thing that always stuck out to me, because I was so early in ministry at that time, she said, make sure you hand select your people.
Oh, that's crazy.
And when you said that, it came back to remembrance because Jesus hand selected the ones he needed.
Yeah.
And I think it's because he knows who he is. He's God, obviously. But he had to attach people according that they're going to support his identity.
I love that.
Or that he can pour in from his identity. That he's not going to be influenced by them.
Even though he knew
they're flawed.
They all had flaws. They all was flawed. He still picked them to like rock with him.
Because he knows who he is.
Oh.
Because sometimes we'll pick people, we see their flaws, but now their flaws are influencing us. Or their flaws are drawing our flaws to the forefront versus drawing up from our strengths.
I love that. And also, even think about the fact that Jesus walked up to these people and said, come with me. They didn't hesitate. They dropped what it was that they had and they walked with him because of the fact that they knew.
Come on. I was about to say that. Okay. Like, once you, like, if you just see something in a person that makes you like, oh, no, I got to rock with this person. This person's different. Like, for somebody to walk up to you and be like, hey, come rock with me. This is what I'm about to do. And you be like, all right, cool. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's a different type of faith.
Yeah.
Like, for you to do that. And you got to commend those brothers for doing it. Yeah. Because how many people would have been called to do something but never answered a call?
Yeah. Like, they were leaving lifestyles behind.
Like, for real. This is all they knew.
Yeah. Or even just the idea of somebody telling somebody to, come with them or to go with them, and the other person just going, oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to get anything out of that, so I don't know if I'm going to go with them. You know what I mean? Like, it's so important to truly know, and this goes back to identity, truly know your identity, because once you know your beloved identity, like the Lord, we tell the story all the time, by the way. Me and Mario met each other a while ago, and like, we have nothing in common with each other
at all.
But the minute that I ended up hearing his heart, I'm like, yeah, that's my pastor. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the same way too. It was like we was just went straight into conversation. That's unlike me at all. Like, who was this guy coming to my house?
Yeah, like, you gotta earn my respect.
Gnarly.
He was a gnarly guy. He was
a little gnarly, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, but identity is such a key thing, because when you see somebody walk in their identity, you, like you said, you might not know them, but you know how confident, how they just talk. Yeah. And you just know, hold on, this person is secure in himself. He knows what he's about. Mm-hmm. And so it makes it so much easier to receive what they got to say next. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Especially with the energy, when you have that energy, Ron, it's contagious.
Yeah.
So imagine with the right
Jesus energy.
With the right identity, it follows.
There you go.
You know, the whole how you start is like the intro, and then the energy you bring. I love it. It's contagious, and the message is a lot more easier to deliver when you have that energy to open up. It's a lot easier. A lot of people have, I think nowadays too, a lot of people are, what do you call those people that like to themselves and they don't like to?
Introverts.
Yeah, like, that's got to be, for me, like the hardest. I'm not one, but I could imagine, like, especially somebody trying to find themselves or speak the gospel or whatever, and the introvert, like it's got to be. But when you start off with energy like that, that's a perfect energy.
Well, I ended up hearing, I think you were preaching at one time, but you ended up saying that Christians aren't allowed to be introverts.
No.
I'm sitting here thinking, I promise you, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, if God called you to bring people to, how you gonna do that? Like, if you don't know how to talk, like, like, that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
I think we put these self titles on us and just to.
The world does that. The world's the one that sets these their own standards, and this is what it is, and
How do you become an extrovert? How do you become that? Like, how do you become an intro? Like, this is stuff that is taught.
Really quickly, I want to touch on something that you said, because I've been guilty of saying, like the world, and I think it comes down to your relationship with the Lord. Like, your relationship with the Lord is what removes you from being an introvert to being an extrovert, because as my relationship continues with the Lord and I see how much it is that the Lord loves me and the Lord, I'm testifying for what the Lord is doing in my life, like I have to blurt that out. I have to be an extrovert about it, So I think it also comes down to personal relationship with the
Absolutely.
Lord. So,
and I think people forget the part where the Bible says you must be born again.
Born again. Yeah.
So before you're born again, maybe you are an introvert.
Right.
Maybe
Absolutely.
you are a shy person. Me, by nature, I'm a shy person. Natural nature.
Yeah.
By shy person, I would say maybe an introvert until I get to know you. But now that I'm born again, I know my voice is needed. I know it needs to be heard.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd say this to people all the time, that if I wasn't preaching, and preaching again doesn't mean you have a stage, you're up there, but I get to lead a church from the pulpit and all that stuff and, give the message. But if I wasn't up there, I'd be back behind the mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be behind the mixer. I love being behind the scenes. I'm a behind the scenes type of person.
Yeah.
But that's not what God's called me to do.
Right.
So again, when you're born again, you don't get the option of, this is who I am. Well, I was born this way. Right. No, if you're truly born again, then you're born in Christ.
Yeah.
And everything He did, we're supposed to be doing.
Well, and why aren't we allowing the Holy Spirit to do its job?
Yeah.
To be the comforter in uncomfortable situations.
Because we want to have too much control.
But listen,
there it is.
That, and then, in all honesty, I struggled with this in the beginning. I don't know if you guys did, but at one point, I was the one that somebody came around and start, throwing the gospel at me, or hey, come, do you want to talk about it? I was like, these people, and then you try to distance yourself. Now, that starts to settle in now that the shoot, I'm in the other side of it now, and I know I go to somebody and I try and, speak about my walk or God or whatever, the Bible, whatever. I'm already offset thinking I'm that guy that they probably looking at being like, oh. So in the beginning, it was rough for me to make that transition, because you don't want to be the oddball. I already knew how I was being judged because I was judging from the other side. So back to the identity part, that's the lost part, and you got to make sure you don't allow that to be who you are. That not introvert, but because I could still mingle, but when it came to that certain topic on the other side, but to make sure that that's not what takes over you, and make sure you still push who you meant to be.
Yeah. No, that's good. I get that. I think too, with my introvert personality, it gave and you might agree with me, you might not agree with me, but with my natural introvert personality, it allowed me to spend more time with the Lord by myself for a while and develop this relationship by myself. Okay. Which then caused it to flourish in me to want to talk about it with everybody else. So that's how the Lord blessed me with my introvert. Naturally, in my introvert, do I like to spend time at home? Yeah, of course. Naturally, do I like to be by myself? Yeah, of course, but that's not what it is that He's called me to do anymore. And now that I know the truth, I know better. So
Can't be that way no more.
yeah.
You gotta switch it up. You gotta communicate.
And we gotta be careful too with, sometimes people think, well, let's say you're an aggressive person before you met Christ, right? Or you're a go-getter, you're a fighter. You have that tenacity, just go after things. And then people think, now I'm saved, I got to change my ways. No, it's just let me put it this way. Like, if you're a drug dealer before you got saved, that means you have the ability to talk to people.
Yep.
You have the ability to sell.
Yep.
You have the ability to do some things, to hustle.
Yeah.
God, those things are already born inside of you for the most part, but it's perverted.
Yeah.
Right. We're using it for the wrong.
Correct.
Yeah.
So now when you get into the kingdom,
Evangelism.
just do it. It's just like Saul before he became Paul.
Yep.
He's out there killing and persecuting Christians. He's going after them because of what he believed.
Right.
This same man turns around, gets born again, turns around and has that same desire to go out into the world.
Yeah.
But for the right reasons now.
Yeah.
So sometimes we take the perverted identity and think that we have to get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
Because we don't see it as a perverted identity. We
Right.
see it as we did negative things with that.
Right.
So
we just want to cut
it completely. No, it's just you got to now
That's good,
use it for the right reasons.
That's good.
Because everybody has they're born with natural giftings, natural abilities already.
Yeah.
You just have to use it for the kingdom.
Yeah. That's really good. I
Yeah.
like that a lot.
So you've been using your goodness,
Yeah.
your abilities.
My abilities.
In combination with shrooms, apparently. I'm just kidding.
Don't make him go left right
Yeah,
now.
No, that segment's over.
No.
Look, he's in that mode.
No, I think that, I think the thing that worries me sometimes, though, is and this is just going to be me being transparent since we're talking about identity, is you get this, you kind of go into this comparison mindset that we be in whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that that's where, like, I love Ron and his energy and the fact that he can take a room of the grumpiest people and get them all laughing and smiling and whatever. And I love, that aspect of him. I could never do that. But have I found myself comparing myself to him and wanting to do that? Yeah, I have. But we can't do that because that's his gift. That's his talent. I might have something else that works for me that doesn't work for him,
Yeah.
that the Lord's given me. But it's when we get into this idea of comparing each other with each other, and I want what he's got, and he wants what I have, and all that kind of stuff. Like it kind of goes south real quick. So
can we say this? We can admire, but
Absolutely.
yeah,
I didn't even hear the second half you said.
absolutely.
we can admire and not compare. I think that's. I think when you like really, I'm gonna talk for myself. I'm gonna speak for myself. When I started on this journey of following Christ, there was a couple of pastors that I seen. I was like, man, I want to be just like that. Like if I was ever to walk into this thing, I want to be just like that. And then I had to realize, why am I comparing myself? Because the more you compare, the more you look at yourself, you're like, man, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then you kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball. You're like, nah, man, I can admire my brother for what his talents is. I don't have to compare that. And I think most people get into that realm of, oh man, if he can do that, I can't do it. So why would I even try? But they have other abilities that the kingdom needs. Like everybody ain't gonna be like me, and everybody ain't gonna be like Christian. But there's something that Christian does that's going to glorify the kingdom.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what we got to look at it from that perspective. Like we all have something.
Yeah. And the fact that you said that too just sparked something else in my head, as opposed to that comparison and contrast thing. Like, what if I try to mimic what you're doing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I try and mimic what you're doing. That's not my gifting. So it's going to come out wrong. It's going to come out almost perverted because I'm trying to mimic something that I see working for you. And that's not what God put in me to do.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
And what you're really saying at the root of it is you're saying, God, you messed up with me.
yeah.
You got it right with Ron. You got it right with Jimmy. But me, what happened?
Yeah.
Because you start looking at outside. And another thing, too, when we start comparing ourselves to someone else, we don't know what that person had to go through
You do
Yeah.
not know.
to get to that place.
You don't know. You don't know.
That's so true.
Because you're just seeing the results of a hard times they had to go through, the behind the scenes stuff. So you just never know. So never wish upon yourself, oh, I want to be like that person. All right,
Well, not even that. I feel like when you do that, though, you automatically set yourself up to fail.
Yeah.
You're never going to match up to, you can look at a baseball player, and be like, whoa, that guy. And you could, maybe you love playing ball. But then you look at it, you're like, man, I want to hit the ball like that. I want to be a great baseball player. I want to be. But that's not what you're kind of trying to live off somebody else's gift. And then you're always going to be disappointed.
Yeah, that's so true.
So
that's very true, man. I think too something else before we kind of, how, and you might not understand this, but how insulting is it to think that with what it is that Ron has gone through, or what it is that Mario's gone through, or what it is that you've gone through, that I can, without going through the same things that you have gone through,
bypass all that.
Yeah, that I can bypass all that and be like, I'm good. And we talked about we're getting into a little venture, and Mario and Ron are really good at kind of being like, take it easy, grasshopper. So I'm so thankful. But how insulting is it for me to think that I can be the best at it without going through all the hardships and without going through all the long nights, or going through all the friction in developing this craft or developing this thing.
Yeah, and that's, I like that you say that, because when you kind of pull some of that stuff back, like, you don't know, like, the sacrifice that I had, the late nights, the time away from the family,
the mistakes,
the mistakes, the arguments that come along with, when you're chasing greatness. Like, it's so much stuff that comes along with it. And when you say, you know what, I just want that, it's like, man, you don't want these problems that come along with it, because with every gym that's out there, there's something that comes along with it. So the things that you want the most, just be prepared to go through something.
Comes with a price.
It comes with a price. Everything has a price on it. So if you want to become that next great trader, just know it's gonna come with, you got to give something up. Right? You can't receive nothing without giving something up.
That's so good.
I don't want to take this too far left, but let me ask you a question. What is the difference from what we just talked about, right? Where having to go, like having to get to a place without going through what Ron went through, right? Mm-hmm. We're kind of like bypassing that, right? But are we doing that with our kids, where we kind of want them to be here, but we don't want them to go through what we went through?
I want them to experience stuff.
Correct.
Personally.
But nowadays, I feel like we're kind of overshadowing that part. Like, we're kind of covering it and not allowing them to go through anything. So what I'm saying is, at one point, they're going to have to go through something. We're going to have to let them go through something, I would think.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm different, but I let them go.
I
let them go through it. As long as it's a place where it's not harm, or what I'm trying to say. I let them, go ahead.
I don't want them to go through exactly what I went through. Yeah. I think as a parent, we kind of, me personally, I think for the most part, the men are like that. We're more, let them get the bruises and the, falling off a chair or something, and not make, something simple. I'm not talking about like,
there's
nothing
limits
crazy,
to it.
Nothing ccrazy. But we got to be careful of that, because we just finished talking about, we don't want, this people, we want this people getting to the top of, to be successful on whatever it may be, but we don't want them to go through.
Well, I think, okay, that's good. I think that, and I can use Ron again as an example. So, so there are times when I think I know what's better, right? I'm looking at it, I'm going, I can do this. This is better. Let me go ahead and do this. And all Ron's doing is saying, all right, we'll go do that and tell me how that works out. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he's there once I possibly fail to say, okay, you needed to figure that out on your own, but this is the reason why this didn't work for me. So you're there kind of explaining things as they happen. So you're letting them fail, or you're letting them go through friction, but you're there to kind of go like, okay, you needed to learn that by yourself. You know what I mean?
That's good, man. And when you said that, just made me think about God. Like, how many times he let you go through stuff?
Oh my gosh.
Because you chose to do it. and he's saying like, nah, I don't
Too
told you
much,
not to
too
do that.
much.
Like, what are you
Like,
doing?
God, stop allowing me to go through this.
Like, but we make that decision.
But it's
to
a
do
choice,
it.
yeah.
It's the choice that we make. Like he's like, "Bruh, I done told you plenty of times not to do that. Okay, you're gonna continue to. All right, go ahead and get all bumped up and bruised up, and when you don't even have to go through half the stuff. And think about it in life, like God put people in your life so you don't have to go through certain things, and you still would bypass that to go through those things.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, and I like to think of it like a mentor. Like when you have mentors in your life, the mentor is to expedite where you're trying to go, so you don't go through certain holes and stuff like that, certain areas in life. But how many times do you have a mentor, somebody that's coaching you, and you still tell them, "Nah, I'm gonna do it this way."
Yeah.
Nah, I think I know a little bit more. I'm gonna kind of do it this way. And then after you go through this go down that trail and get all beat up and bruised up, you come back like, yeah, I should have listened. It's like,
And that's if you recognize it, because we're so hard headed. We'll turn around and try it again, or go the other way, and we, no community. That's what happens when you don't have that relationship, though.
Yeah.
Man, that just made me realize, like, it didn't make me just realize, but that was so good, Ron, because, like, God is so good. Jesus is so good. From the amount of times, that I've messed up in life, and he's still willing to say, welcome home, here's a ring and a robe.
come on.
You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know, it's unfathomable to me because, we as humans, like, we look at all of our mistakes and all of our stuff and we're just like, oh, but Lord, this is so ugly. Like, you won't take me back now, but the Lord's like, yeah, you're my son.
And you know what's so funny? That was like a prayer I said this morning. Like, God, forgive me. Just give me one more grace. Like, just give me some more grace. Give me some more grace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I know, like, I don't get it right all the time. But God, just give me some more grace. Put a little more grace on it. Like, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna do what is called for me to do. But just thinking about, like, God is still there. Like, he's still like, I got you. Like, don't. I know you make mistakes, but I got you. Here goes some more grace. I want you to get it right. Like, he wants us to get it right.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, he really wants us to get it right.
Proud father.
Like a proud father. Like, he's looking like,
Try it again.
Try it again. But come on. Come on. I got you. I
right,
want you.
all right, you missed it there, but let's try it.
Let's do it this way. Yeah. Right? And it sometimes it's hard to understand, like, as much as you mess up, there's somebody that loves you that much that say, you know what? Still come back home. I got you.
Willing to overlook those things.
You can slap him in the face, do whatever, and still say, come back home, son. I love you.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's a different type of love. That's a different type of respect we gotta have.
I mean, I love it that you just said that. Sometimes the Lord's just waiting for you to respond to him. The Lord's just waiting for you to turn and look at him so that he can just sit there and do. And I'm thinking of, this might sound way off, but I'm thinking about the burning bush right now. So there's this moment when Moses is walking and there's this burning bush on the side, right? And as he sees this burning bush, he's like, all right, I see this burning bush. This burning bush is crazy. Let me respond to this burning bush. Starts walking towards it. And it says that God saw him walking towards the burning bush. And that's when God spoke to him. Mm-hmm. How often is it that we're sitting there just kind of like walking through our everyday, but we're not stopping and going, all right, Lord, like.
And God's waving his arm.
Yeah, and
hey.
God's saying, no. But the Lord's just waiting for us to say, Lord, like, I see you and I acknowledge you. And the Lord's like, all right, we can have a conversation now.
And what I'm understanding now, it's not a physical acknowledgement. It's a spiritual acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Like you have to be spiritually aligned with him. Like
the relationship has to be there.
Yeah, the relationship has to be there. Like, he wants the spirit side of you. And I think most times us as people, we try to do the physical things, and he's like, I'm not in the physical, I'm in the spiritual.
Wait, think about it. He is a spirit.
Yes.
Right? And then it says that we have to worship him in spirit and truth. So there's no way to worship him if you're not in the spirit first.
Come on.
So yeah, if you're going to recognize him, if you're going to see him, if you're going to hear from him, it's absolutely spiritual.
Come on.
So yeah, we have to recognize, back to identity, we have to recognize that that's our true identity is we're spirit first.
Yeah.
You know, we get to live in a body because we're here in the physical world.
Yeah, that's
but
good.
going back to what you guys were talking about, like mistakes and stuff like that, I think every mistake that we make is an identity issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes from
I
a
see that.
place of identity crisis, because if you truly know who you are and who you belong to, you would think twice before making that mistake, because mistakes just don't happen.
Right.
Accidents just don't happen. You know, it's you missed a couple of things that got you there.
Yeah.
You know, or you intentionally did do that. It's not a mistake if you intentionally do it. But every mistake that we make is an identity issue, identity crisis, and that's the reason why God is like, He gives us that grace. He's like, you truly don't know who you are, but if you keep coming back to me, we're gonna work these things out.
Come on.
So now if you make the same mistake 10 times, 20 times in your life, then who are you truly calling your God? Like, who is really your God? Or are you trying to even to improve yourself?
No.
Because how many times are you going to trip over the same stump? You know, it's there.
Good.
You know, so it just hit me just now. Like, you know, every mistake we have is because we don't know who we are.
And I love how you stated it that way. It's we need to go to God so that God can come to us. It even said that back in Pharaoh, or when back to Exodus, when I was talking about Moses. It says that God wanted the people to call out for him so that he could go to his people, right? So there's like this call and response thing. Like the Lord needs you to pursue him so that he can pursue you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Man,
That's good.
some good
Closing
conversation.
thoughts.
Know your identity. I'm not LeBron James Jr.
Facts.
I'm a man of God. What about you, Jimmy? What's your takeaway?
Stay connected. Like have that strong relationship with God. Wait for those answers. Don't just speak and walk and pray and walk. You know, listen, have a relationship, and He will speak to you, and you won't be making these wrong turns and the oops and the God knows how many of those I did. But that's mine. How about you, Christian?
Right now, I'm thinking, know your inner circle, like know their fruit, know their relationship with the Lord, and trust in the fact that if something's off on you, that they're gonna call you out, say what's up.
Facts.
What's up?
So, what did I do?
What's up? For me, man, just focus on God. Focus on God, and your identity will start to develop. You'll start to know your identity. It'll be revealed to you.
Amen.
Hey, this has been a good one.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Been
sir.
another one.
Y'all make sure y'all hit us up on MySpace,
MySpace,
what it is, Facebook,
Aim.
Facebook.
Twitter.
We got a Twitter account.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna make one.
Instagram, TikTok.
LinkedIn. Make sure y'all hit us up on LinkedIn, YouTube, and we got shorts, brand new shorts,
Brand new shorts. Extra large.
extra large. Y'all make sure y'all go cop the merch, man. Make sure y'all cop the merch.
Yeah.
We got t-shirts, we got sweaters.
For sure.
Send us your EBT.
Yeah, we need some groceries.
Also, write us in and complain at Sling and Stone Podcast
.compliance.com. Everything goes to
at
Jimmy.
gmail.com. Write to Ron. Let him know how you feel.
You write me, I ain't writing you back. Hey, man, I'll see y'all on the next episode.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's good.